What's up, everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, back with another video. And today I want to take a look at two brand new plugins from the guys at Klevgrand. I'm late on one of them, but one came out last week and one came out the week before that. So they're dropping plugins left and right. So I hope to see more this week. So I'll take a look at two new plugins for them. And it is called the Klevgrand and the Reamp. One is a reverb plugin, which I've been waiting for them to drop a reverb plugin. I'm glad they did. And then this one, the second one with the Reamp, is a distortion modeling type of plugin. So we'll take a look at both of them. I'm gonna show you some examples, and I'll put the links in the description and all that, so you can go check out the guys at Klevgrand, because they're always dropping nice products, and they're a pretty good company. I do like their products that they come out with. So I guess I'll take a look at the Klevgrand first, because that's the one that came out earlier. It came out the week before last, and I didn't get a chance to review, but I did have it. I've been playing around with it. Let's take a look at it. So first, let me just play this little beat that I just made with my new sound pack right now. You get right now, it's my $5 sample pack. I'll put a link in the description below. I got 10 fresh samples. Go pick it up now, and you can make some dope beats with them and make some dope stuff with it. And just proof right here. So here we go. So I just kind of threw that together real fast, but yeah, get that preset bank. All support will be appreciated, and thank you. So here's right here the Klevgrand by the guys at Klevgrand, and it's a pretty decent and pretty unique, and it has some pretty cool features in it. Reverb plugin, you know, so I'm a big fan of reverb plugins. I love them, and you know how I am. I love spacious sounds and all that. So let's go over the interface real quick, and I'll kind of show you what each individual parameter does, and then show you some audio examples, of course. And I do have it on a clap, so you can see that. So from left to right, we have this. I guess this is like a spectral analyzer, or you can see, I think it's kind of like an EQ. You can see how the reverb is affecting your sound in the space. So kind of like a, I forgot the name of the spectroscope or whatever. So kind of like that. And so that's pretty dope. You got your EQ right here, which is for your early and late reflections. So you have independent EQs for both early and late. You can only choose one of these parameters. You have a low cut, high cut, and you have two shells in the mid band. You can only pick one at a time, which is unfortunate. I would like to have been able to select maybe multiple of them, but you know, you can kind of, you know, do one for the early and then one for the late. That's kind of limiting, but it's still there. And I do like the fact you can independently EQ both selections. You got your different type of, like, I guess, spaces. So you have a small, medium, and large space. You have your pre-delay, which is typical. You have your dampening. You have diffusion, and you have spread. So you can make it a little wider, make it more mono sounding, diffuse the reverb around, and then dampen the reverb. Like if you're adding like some kind of material over there to kind of lessen the high frequencies or lessen the effect of the reverb. So that's pretty cool. They got those three parameters right there. You got your standard decay time for, you know, how long you want your reverb tail to go, and it goes pretty high up to like almost, I think like like 25 seconds, which is ridiculous, but you know, it's pretty good. And short edge, you know, 0 seconds, so no reverb. So that's pretty dope as well. Then you have the ducker, which we'll come back to that in just a little bit. But you have your modulation, so you get a little bit of that kind of plate reverb modulation, vintage reverb sound. You have your early reflections and late reflections blend. So you can either have all early, all late, or you can have a mixture of both and kind of blend them together. It's kind of cool. That's a little different. I don't know if you see that, but that's dope. Then you got your wet mix and your dry mix. So your wet is just the straight reverb, and your dry is your regular signal. So you can have like some crazy just reverb effects and all kinds of stuff. You can do some pretty interesting effects with that parameter. Now the ducker is basically a sidechain compressor built into the reverb. So you just hit on, and you have your standard attack ratio and release, and it's a compressor. So basically when the signal comes in, it compresses the reverb, and then after the transient's gone, then it releases the reverb. You can hit a tail afterwards. So that's pretty cool to make your reverb sound just a little bit more cleaner and less muddy by side chaining it with either, you know, I do it with my delays all the time. It's kind of cool to see that built into this plugin. So if they make a delay plugin, please add that feature in as well, Klevgrand. Please do that. Only thing I can say negative about this plugin is the fact that it has no resizableness, which I just, come on guys, give me resizable GUI. And then you got your preset banks right here, and they got a ton of presets for each type of thing. So vocals, room, hall, instrument, and then special. So you can get some cool special feature and a bypass button. So that's pretty cool. Let's just hear what it sounds like. I'm gonna play around with some parameters and show you this ducker real quick before we get into the Reamp plugin. So this is what it sounds like. Here is no reverb on my clap. Standard clap sound. I put the reverb on there. You can hear it just has that like kind of cool metallic-y sound. So like I said, we can cut some, if we want to, we can cut the early and late reflection. So it's like only high frequency reverb. Not too, I don't like that too much. But you can do some weird stuff with that. I do like to cut a little bit of my lows out my reverb, just kind of clean it up a little bit because that's where most of the information ends. We can dampen it. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of like a, you know, it kind of messes with the decay time as well. So, you know, that's kind of cool. You can diffuse it. See, it just bounces around a little bit more and then the spread. So you go like the mono, stereo. That's cool. Then you got your different, you know, sizes of the room. So small. And then you got some modulation. The modulation, I mean, I don't really hear it to it. If I turn it all the way, you can't really hear it that much, but maybe if I turn the dry out, so it's just. See, you can just play around with that, and that's how you can blend in just early. And then late. So it's kind of cool. So the modulation needs to go up, have a higher rate, and then that we can get kind of, I wish they went the rate a little higher than just 1 hertz because they give it a little more kind of wobbly unstableness. Then the ducker, of course, like I said, you can. Make kind of like a swelling type of reverb. You know, so that is, I love that feature right there. So yeah, this is actually a pretty interesting reverb, a very unique and different reverb. And I kind of like it. Let's say having that ducker in there can really give you some interesting effects. Like, so I use it on vocals and I tried it on vocals and stuff like that, and it sounds just as good. So it's a dope reverb to look into, and plus it's affordable as well. So I'll leave a link for that in the below so you can check that out. So let's move on to the next plugin, which is the Reamp. So we'll just close this. So Reamp is a distortion, saturation, modeling plugin where basically it's modeling different type of analog saturation hardware. So that's what it's trying to go for. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different emulations of distortion and saturation. You have a drive for your bass, your mid, your low mids, high mids, and treble. You have a post, so it's basically like a volume knob for just those individual frequencies. You have the harmonics, which you can select different type of harmonics. So you have fuse, sum, and all, which I guess is kind of like even, odd, and then all is just auto harmonics. I think that's, I guess I would go for it when I hear it. You have a mix knob, input and output. Very simple. So I'm gonna go through it. It's very simple. You just pretty much give it some drive, some output, and you mess around with it. So I'm gonna play with each individual sound, let you hear what they sound like. I'm gonna push them all too, so you kind of hear how far you can push this distortion. So we're gonna leave it on all at first. So we're gonna start with the cassette deck. Tape reel, preamp tube, kind of warm sounding. You got drive. There we go. Guitar. Got guitar tube and then tube bass. So I like that. I like that preamp drive. It's probably my favorite. And I said you can add some more bass to it. This is only 808. You're not gonna really need to add the drive and the other frequency, but you can. You can mess with the harmonics, so I'm gonna start playing with the harmonics down here. I take that back. The harmonics button is actually like a high cut filter or a low pass filter. So basically, that's what I think the harmonics button doing is actually cutting the highs out. So it's basically doing a high pass filter and just filtering out, or low pass filter and just filtering out the highs. I take that back because now I listen to it, that's what it sounds like. So yeah, the harmonics is kind of like a filter of some sort. That's pretty cool. That's interesting. And you got your post, which is basically, like I said, adding extra volume, but I'm gonna do it with the input. Now, if you're gonna boost the input, make sure you bring back the output because you don't want to distort your stuff. So you want to distort it, but you want to be clipping inside the DAW. So if you drive it with the input, make sure you back off with the output. I'm gonna show you how that works. So before, nice clean 808, and then let's check the other ones out. Cassette tape, tape reel, the clean, driven. Ooh, two bass sound. Ooh, nice. Hey. So yeah, a very simple distortion plugin is it's easy to use, easy to get a nice click distortion plugin, a nice distortion. Breathe. It's easy to get a nice distortion effect with this plugin. It's very simple. I mean, for the price, it does pretty good. I mean, I would like to see more features in it because I do feel like it's very limiting. You know, maybe it can give like, you know, some wave shaping or something like that, or maybe like some clipping in there would have been dope, like a clipping button or like a soft and hard clipper also. But you kind of get that effect when you choose the different distortion plugins. Also, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the oh, actually, hold on. I didn't see this. Holy crap. Whoop. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't even notice that. It's so small if I didn't see it. But yeah, you can resize it. I was just about to say something negative about that. So that is good that you can resize it. Good job, guys. And then you got your presets up here as well, which they even got for vocals and stuff and lo-fi, all that good stuff. So a very simple plugin, a very simple distortion plugin. Like I said, very limited in what it can really do. But at the same time, having something limit you will make you think outside the box and treat it in a different way. So you might add this on top of something else and get a crazy sound, which I've always processed my stuff massively. So you never know. Like I said, I do like it because it has a nice little character, a nice warm character to it. And it's, like I said, it's very affordable. And like I said, get the job done because you don't really need to have the best expensive distortion plugin to get a good distortion sound. A cheap can go a long way. So yeah, I say definitely check it out. Play around with it. Like I said, with the different bands, it's kind of cool. And I do like the modules and some of the models, and then like I said, the harmonics feature is a nice touch as well. So yeah, that's it. So that is the Klevverb and the Reamp. I don't think it's called Reamp, it's just called Reamp. So yeah, two plugins for the guys at Klevgrand. Like always, I love them guys. They send out great plugins. Waiting on that delay plugin. Hurry up. You got the reverb. Drop that delay plugin. I'm watching you guys. I'm waiting. So yeah, with that being said, y'all know who is your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, not motivated by money, but like, comment, subscribe, and views. But I do want to say I do got a sponsor at the end of this video, so stay tuned to that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. So here's that sponsored content. Hey, later guys.
Take your music to the next level with WeGrindGlobal.com, the new music marketplace for artists of all kinds. Calling all sound engineers,
heat, makeup,
DJs, graphic designers, recording artists. Sign up for free today and start selling your music and services. Upgrade to our premium membership for only $16 a month and get all the bonuses our platform provides. Visit WeGrindGlobal.com and get started selling today.